So it is 2 after 12, and we're going to start our session. So again, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining today. We're going to discuss about our current open call and process for applying. I'm Dimitra Barberidou, and I am from Draxis SA. We are leading the communication, and with us is Dragana Petkovic, who is a project manager for Bioscience Institute and is leading the open calls. So before I give the floor to Dragana, just a few notes from myself. As I mentioned earlier, and in our email, we are going to record the session to share it by our channels and make it accessible to other SMEs that are interested in our call. And any questions that you may have, you can write them on the chat, and we will make sure to answer each one of them in the Q&A session. So thank you again for joining, and Dragana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dimitra. Hello, everyone. Hi, and I would like to extend some warm greetings from Novi Sad, Serbia. My name is Dragana Petkovic, and I'm the project manager in Bioscience Institute. We are an institute that's a public institution, a research and development institute in Serbia, and we are part of the agROBOfood consortium that consists of 39 partners from all over Europe. And we are now responsible for managing the open calls within this project. Today, we would like to talk about our second open call, but I would firstly like to invite you to perhaps have a warm drink and get a bit cozy, because it's almost the weekend, and I hope that we will be spending it somewhere nice. Even though most of us are probably in lockdown, we'll find ways to feel cozy at home at least. The point of view of agROBOfood and our entire project and the vision of why we are doing this. So this is like the broader overview. We are trying to establish and expand a pan-European network of digital innovation hubs. So we are looking at digital innovation hubs as centers of gravity within different European countries that can provide various types of services to SMEs. Of course, agROBOfood is related to robotics in agriculture and agri-food sector. And this is where we are looking at digital innovation hubs. And we, with this project, want to stimulate the implementation of high-tech robotic concepts for the agri-food sector, and of course, to demonstrate their applicability under some practical circumstances. And agROBOfood is actually doing this because we would like to find ways to bring in more robotic technologies to well-established agri-food companies who perhaps are not yet aware of modern advantages and benefits that robots can bring. Also, we would like to connect more innovative SMEs and startups with the digital innovation hubs who can offer services to them, and simply grow this big network that can move forward the entire agri-food industry in Europe. This is the concept of agROBOfood. So we have digital innovation hubs that offer a complete service portfolio to companies at close distance. Yes, this is important, that you as an SME, even while in the project proposal stage, are already connected to a digital innovation hub in your vicinity, and that you are developing and making this project proposal and this future product or this robotic solution together with digital innovation hubs. Okay, we have someone unmuted with a baby, I guess. So yeah, now let's continue. Further on, moving on, we have, of course, services offered by digital innovation hubs that support the industry's digitalization and robotization. We want the value of these solutions to be demonstrated in some highly innovative cross-border experiments. And we would, of course, like to foster the growth of the entire ecosystem. We like, for all of the experiments, initial innovation experiments, now the industrial challenge is, of course, to engage end users. And digital innovation hubs as well together with the agROBOfood consortium, would like to connect the SMEs both to our industrial advisory board and, of course, to end users, because this is what we see as a very important thing in the development of the solutions. In agROBOfood, there are 3 open calls. One is recently has been completed, and we have selected 6 to be funded. And currently, we have the industrial challenges open call. The deadline is 28th of January of next year. So there's approximately, well, we opened it in October 20th, so we have a few more months to go until the deadline. We have 2.7 million euros dedicated to this open call. We will be funding probably 8, maximum to 10 of projects. We are looking for individual applicants this time. So SMEs are applying individually, 1 SME per proposal. Our eligible applicants are, of course, European SMEs in agri-food and robotics. And total amount per project is maximum 300,000 euros. This is a lump sum that you are getting. I will be explaining in a bit more detail later on how exactly these the funding is released in 3 different tranches. But for now, you need to know that this is a lump sum. We are not asking for receipts. This is a very simple, simplified procedure for SMEs to get the funding and use it to develop robotic solutions. Of course, you have to follow Horizon rules and European rules as you would normally doing your business, but this is a bit of an easier procedure for you. This is the timeline of the open call. So the call ends on the 20th of January. We are moving into selection and contracting in April, and implementation of the selected challenges will be going on from May 2021 to September 2022. So we are looking for single applicants who will be addressing the challenges that I will be talking about soon. Of course, it's robotic technology. We're looking also at this complementary component, this socio-economic aspect, the analysis of robotic solution and the impact of the robotic solution that also is a part of the challenge. And of course, the solutions need to be business-oriented. This is how we have defined the SMEs that are eligible for this open call. So in this open call, we have implemented a definition that is a bit wider for slightly bigger SMEs as well. So we are looking at headcount in annual work unit less than 500, and we have annual turnover less or equal to 100 million. These can be independent, partner or linked enterprises, and it's a legal entity established in one of the EU member states. Okay, this sound is killing me. Please, someone needs to mute their mic. My head almost exploded. Okay, so this is the definition of the SMEs that we are looking at. So this is how the industrial challenges have been defined. They have been defined in, let's say, tight connection to our industrial advisory board. We wanted to define the challenges that are the most pressing ones in the industry. So we have consulted with industry experts in agri-food and robotics, and they have given us their feedback and selected 5 challenges that they believe are the ones that need to be addressed. They have also set the criteria, and the solution, of course, depends on the SMEs who will respond to the open call. Now, each challenge has 2 components. The Industrial Advisory Board, of course, has seen the technical component, the development or improvement of existing robotic technology solutions or new ones as very important. But in addition to that, there is a complementary component that they have stressed as very important, which is actually an analysis and assessment of this complementary social, economic, environmental, or ethical aspect of the solution. So how does the proposed solution actually make impact, and what kind of impact in a socio-economic aspect? So we are looking at challenges that are defined with both components, and we are, of course, expecting all interested applicants to address the full challenges it is defined. So in terms of robotics, these are the 5 challenges looking broadly. So we have spot spraying, we have robots for logistics, so we have picking, packing, and palletizing. We have robots for livestock feeding, robots for selective harvesting, and robots for cleaning. Now let's get a bit more deeply into the industrial challenges themselves, more specifically how they are defined. So the first challenge is related to robots for spot spraying. And here we have this question of, can optimized spraying lead to improved environmental conditions? So in this challenge, we of course have a development, a robotic solution for spot spraying, but as well we have an analysis of environmental benefits of spot spraying solutions compared to existing options, as well as alternative growing possibilities. The second challenge is related to robots for logistics, picking, packing, and palletizing. So can robots improve working conditions in the labor force in the fresh and processed food industry? And here we are looking for an analysis of the impact of robotics in this field on the reduction of labor force or generation of new job opportunities. So together with the development of a robotic solution, we're looking also to an answer to an analysis or assessment of this impact to labor force. The third is related to robots for livestock feeding. Are robots in the livestock industry posing ethical challenges by replacing human labor with machines? So in addition to the development of a solution for livestock feeding or improvement of an existing solution, we have analysis of the ethical challenges and their perception when human labor is replaced by machines. Our fourth industrial challenge is, what added value can harvesting robots bring compared to existing machinery solutions? Here we have robotic solutions for selective harvesting, and we have analysis and assessments of the exact benefits of robotic technologies compared to already existing agricultural machinery. And the fifth, last challenge is, what new business opportunities do robots for cleaning livestock farms bring? Here we have robots for cleaning, of course, and we have analysis and projections of new business models, including service-based business models within the robots for cleaning livestock farms challenge. So your idea, your project proposal, of course, needs to address the entire challenge. So both the technical component and the complementary component needs to show technical excellence. By this, we mean that in agROBOfood, we are looking to mature solutions to technology readiness level 8. So this would practically mean that you will, in your project proposal, of course, state what the starting TRL level of your solution and what is the target TRL level when the solution is developed or funded by agROBOfood. And we are, of course, looking for mature solutions that have already go-to-market strategy, that are close to the customers, and that can reach TRL level 8 within the time frame of the project. Of course, this is complemented by a viable business model that needs to be presented within the proposal, needs to prove sustainability, impact, and of course, a big important part of your proposal is your competence as a partner, your track record, your references, which actually prove that you are a partner that can execute our plan that you have proposed in the project proposal. This is our process, step by step. So how to apply? You can, of course, the first, let's say, entry point for you is the agROBOfood website. There is a section related to the industrial challenges open call. You can register on our website, and from there, of course, you go into our platform in which you fill in all the necessary details and you upload your documents. So be sure to carefully read all the documents that are presented on the website and take care to follow all the necessary steps and the rules that are defined. We also see it as mandatory for SMEs to have contact with Digital Innovation Hub representatives. So if you don't already have a contact with the Digital Innovation Hub in your vicinity, you can start, of course, by looking at the agROBOfood website and the list of Digital Innovation Hubs there. You can contact your regional cluster leader as well, and then get in contact with Digital Innovation Hub. Of course, then you define your project proposal, you define your budget, you submit it all by January 20th at 5 o'clock Central Eastern Time, and then your application process is finished. These are the most important documents. You can find them all on our website. So we have the most important one, of course, is the guide for applicants. It's a document where you can find all necessary information about application process, about all the eligibility criteria and everything that is related to industrial challenges. We also have the proposal template, the SME declaration of honor, our data privacy policy, and the bank account information details that you need to fill in as well. And then after all applications are submitted, we are going into the selection process. This is a two-stage selection process. So in the first stage, all project proposals will be evaluated remotely by independent evaluators. Each proposal is evaluated by 3 evaluators. So one evaluator with expertise in robotics, one with agriculture, and one from the business point of view. Evaluators have consensus meetings as well, so that they're aligned and that nothing is missed within the evaluation, the first stage. And then we have the short list of 16 top-rated applicants, and then we move on into the second stage. The second stage is an interview with the shortlisted applicants that is conducted by independent evaluators, and the industry advisory board members will also be present in this interview. And then after the scoring and the interview, we have the final list of selected projects. Of course, in both phases, all project proposals receive evaluation summary reports with both their scores, but with also narrative comments by the evaluators that give you feedback on what you can improve in your proposal. When we go into the implementation of the challenges, we have 3 phases, and these 3 phases are also defined this way in the proposal template as well. So we have the first phase, which is the design. So where the goal is to design a work plan of activities and resources, and the SMEs are doing this jointly with Digital Innovation Hubs. This phase lasts for 3 months. Moving on to the development phase, where all the technical development and the analysis and everything is in the plan defined is actually being performed for 8 months. And then we have the market phase, which is the third one, where you focus on exploitation of the results and achievements of demonstrations, events, conferences, ways to contact with investors and partners to promote and actually sell your solution. And in terms of releasing the funding from agROBOfood to the SMEs, we have 3 phases, and these phases correspond. So after the finishing of the design phase, you have 30% of funding release, after development 40%, and then after market phase 30% in the end. Each of these phases is followed by a deliverable, by a report that you're presenting and sending to us, which will be approved by external independent evaluators as well. And when they approve the deliverable, then the funding is released. This is the key URL where you can find all the information on our industrial call and start your registration and your application process. An overview of our partners. The agROBOfood is coordinated by Wageningen University and Research from Holland, from Netherlands, and these are the contacts where you can write me an email if anything is unclear. If you want some support, you can always write to me. And of course, you can follow us, connect with us on the social media platforms that are presented here. So this is all that I wanted to share with you today, and I'm open to hearing your questions and answering. Thank you.
So thank you, Dragana. This far, we only have one question, and it's about the composition of the Industrial Advisory Board. If this is public, and is the industrial partner from the IAB searching for specific solutions?
Yeah, so the Industry Advisory Board is not searching for specific solutions more specific than what the open call has defined within these 5 challenges. So the Industrial Advisory Board has defined these challenges. They are defined, I mean, they are specific in a way, but still broad enough for different solutions to be able to apply. And I believe that this is also one of the reasons is because agROBOfood would like to attract a big and interesting number of applications. Not all of the applications will be funded, but also our goal is to support and help the SMEs who apply, not only to get funded by agROBOfood, but by other investors and partners. So there will be opportunities for funding as well. So I can't say that we have defined very specific solutions for this one. We don't know what will be selected. So we have a very clear evaluation process. And we have these 5 challenges defined. They have their certain level of specificity, but anything more specific than that doesn't go into our open call so far. And the composition of the Industrial Advisory Board, I believe we have it on our website. If not, we will have it. We will of course state who are the companies that are in our Industrial Advisory Board.
Okay. Another question that we have received is, since you are looking for single participants, are end users pilots supposed to be introduced as subcontractors?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is right. We are looking for single applicants. Of course, subcontracting is it's approved. It's absolutely fine that you subcontract. Of course, you need to be aware of what you are subcontracting. So you need to follow the guidelines that are set in AMGA, the Horizon 2020 Annotated Model Grant Agreement. And evaluators are the ones who will actually be looking at the scope and the value for money aspect of this subcontracting. And they will incorporate this assessment in their overall scoring the proposal. So yes, you can subcontract, just make it very clear on what is the goal of subcontracting, why this subcontract is needed, and in which way do you plan to engage end users for this subcontracting.
Again, coming back to that question, is it the same for pilots? If they wish to have pilots in their proposal, should they add them as subcontractors?
I would need a bit more clarification on what type of pilots would you consider subcontracting. I'm not sure how this would look.
Okay. So let's ask.
If maybe Nicola can.
Yes, just write us a short sentence to understand better the question.
Yeah.
Perfect. Another question is, to which extent is SME expertise required on the socio-economic analysis?
Yeah. So since this socioeconomic analysis is added as a complementary component, and it is important for us, we don't, of course, expect that the SME can have the same, let's say, quality and intensity of expertise both in the robotic section and in this socioeconomic analysis. So we are also fine with subcontracting or doing this part of socioeconomic analysis with someone who has more expertise in this type of work. So, of course, we are looking at expertise of SME in terms of developing of the solution, the robotic solution itself. But this component also comes into as a way of turning going into the direction of having a deeper understanding of the impact of the solution that you are developing in terms of this socio-economic, environmental aspect, and so forth. So yes, there is some expertise that is required, but it's logical to expect that the SME developing robotic solution is probably not the same SME who is developing socioeconomic analysis. I mean, it's logical to expect.
Okay. Another question is, what do you think could be the further development of already existing product for precision farming object of the funding? So what could be further development of already existing product for precision farming object of the funding?
Let me read this once more. What could be the further development of already existing product for precision farming object of the funding? Further development of the funding? I'm not really sure of what the question states. So in terms of further development of some already existing product, so let's look at it this way. So far from what I think the question is, we are looking, of course, to fund both new robotic solutions or improvements on existing solutions. What could be the further development of some already existing product for precision farming? I have to be very honest with you, I'm not a robotics expert. So I would suggest that for this type of question, you connect with your regional cluster leader. There is a list of our contacts of our regional cluster leaders who can be of great help in this type of specific technical and robotic questions, who can guide you towards some answers, connect you to a digital innovation hub that is near, and help you find what would be this further development for precision farming object.
Perfect. So another question that we have gotten is, how is confidentiality NDA handled? For example, you will share proposal with other industrial companies that might be competitors. Also, would funding cover cost of any patents?
Okay, so the first question. The Industrial Advisory Board members are part of our agROBOfood consortium. The consortium follows a defined privacy policy and the GDPR as well. For now, we didn't do the non-disclosure agreement, but this is something that can be agreed upon. Of course, the Industrial Advisory Board members will not be having access to all proposals received. They will have access to the 16 shortlisted proposals, where they will also be a part of the interview board for the second stage of evaluation. Probably in this stage, we will be able to arrange for an NDA signing, if this is something that concerns the applicants and that needs to be protected. But all data that we receive are firstly protected from biosense point of view, so not even all of our agROBOfood consortium members have access to all the applications. And we are taking the privacy matters and confidentiality of information very seriously. And in the guide for applicants, you can also see the privacy and confidentiality sections where this is defined in more detail.
Perfect. So another question that we have is when you're talking about spot spraying, is it only spot spraying of chemicals?
If you mean if it's only spot spraying using chemicals, I'm not, once again, unfortunately, not an agricultural expert, so I'm not sure if, I'm pretty sure this is not only spot spraying of chemicals. But once again, I would like to invite you to connect to your regional cluster leader so that we can have a very specific answer to this question.
Okay. Another question that we got is, what is the expected role of DIH in this project? Is financial support for the DIH for their involvement an eligible cost?
Yeah, the DIHs who are part of agROBOfood consortium, who are part of our network, so to say, are not eligible to be subcontracted within this call. The expected role of DIHs in this project is to offer services to the selected challenges, to the selected SMEs. In the project proposal, you will be able to check the services that you believe you will need during the implementation project. And digital innovation hubs are the ones who will be providing. So these services range from services related to technical development, to testing, prototyping, then to business development, to ecosystem services, promotion, networking, the skills trainings, and so forth, connection to investors, connection to end users. So this is how we see the role of the Digital Innovation Hub. Of course, each project will be assigned a mentor, DIH Hub, Digital Innovation Hub, who will be also doing the development part of the project with them. So the definition of the selected project, the first phase, and you will also be defining, of course, what kinds of services you need. But these services and their support is not to be subcontracted here because they are already part of this project.
Perfect. We don't have other questions, but a question that comes up very often, at least from what we have seen, is if single applicants, if the applicants will get a lump sum or they have to provide invoices or any kind of other supporting, let's say, material for the funding.
Yes, so the SMEs get a lump sum. The expenses that are eligible are listed in our project proposal template in the budget section, so you can see all the costs. Have in mind just that for equipment, for purchasing of equipment, depreciation costs are eligible. And we are not looking for any financial reports or receipts, invoices, and so forth. This is something that you keep for yourself, of course, to be in line with your state laws and accounting and everything that needs to be done. But from our point of view, you are getting a lump sum.
Okay. And another interesting question that we have gotten in previous webinars is if a single company can apply for two different projects in two different challenges.
Yes, so one SME can apply to all three challenges if you want, but you can only be awarded one. project. So only one project can be funded. And that is for all three of our open calls these days. So you can only get funded by one open call and one project within this open call.
Okay. And another question that we have previously had is if non-profits can apply for this call.
Yeah, so non-profits, this call is not open for non-profits, it's only open for SMEs, which are by definition for-profit entities. So non-profits are not eligible for this call unless there is a form of non-profit or an NGO or an CSO somewhere that fits into the SME definition, which we provided, but I don't believe that there is such a case.
Okay. I think we don't have any other questions, just maybe one last question from my side, again, from what we know this far. So a question that we have gotten a lot in the previous call and again in this one is if the DIHs of our network are mandatory to be conducted before the submission of the proposal.
Yes, yeah. So it is mandatory to have a contact with one of the DIHs in the agROBOfood network, and this you will also be putting into the project proposal, which DIH you had a contact with, and of course there will be more space in the proposal template where you can focus on services you need and the type of cooperation that you expect to develop with the DIH.
Perfect. So I don't know if there are any other questions from our participants. I don't see anything. So I think that we will be closing the session if there is nothing further. We would like to thank you for joining us. We will share with you the Q&A and the link to our webinar so that you can go back and see the questions again. If you have anything further, don't hesitate to contact us at any point. And have a lovely weekend.
Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Thank you for being here. And of course, you can write to us anytime you need. We'll try to respond as quickly as we can. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.